That was, you're right. That is my favorite scene in Phantom Menace is when he finally fights in that weird, just flat plane with his double-sided Dealy Bob and lightsaber and Dealy Bob. That's what they're called. That's the brand name. Some people call them Kleenex. I call them Dealy Bobs.
Disney's changing the names of some things. We're not happy with that.
Lightsaber it's more like calling it a tissue. What I'm saying is Dealy Bob, the corporation, made so that was a great scene.
Yeah, and it was not the actual lightsaber fight. The lightsaber fight is amazing, but also the little beats leading up to it. They get separated by the weird force field. Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, when they're fighting, get separated. And Darth Maul is like pacing and whacking the shield with his lightsaber to kind of taunt Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And Qui-Gon just goes down and is sort of like Jedi repose.
Yeah.
And I love those moments of like, you just get a glimpse of like, oh, well, Yoda talks all this bullshit about peace and defense.
Right.
And here's a moment where we get to see it, where Qui-Gon knows he's fighting for his life against this Sith Lord that nobody's seen for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm just going to take a knee. Deep breath.
Exactly.
Just be at peace and whatever happens, happens, and it'll be cool.
Right. Because Darth Maul is in that rage where it's just like it's animal rage.
Yeah.
And you can totally see that. That is a great scene.
And it's also one of my favorite things just for the George Lucas sort of insanity where when people didn't like it, he kept saying, well, it's a children's movie, is what he would say back in 99.
Right.
Yes, it's a children's movie where a guy who looks like Satan stabs a guy who looks like Jesus Christ.
Touche. Yes. Because that is exactly what that is. And you're like, well, why is that okay, George Lucas, for the children's?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many tiny robots you put in or how many squishy...
cute little things.
Yeah, cute little side things and 1,000 different pictures. Is there anything else you loved about the Phantom Menace?
That was the best scene in Phantom Menace.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And what about clones? Clone War.
The Attack of the Clones, I like some of the time that we spend with Obi-Wan. His hair is unfortunate. He has pretty much a straight-up mullet. Right. Which is really sad and unfortunate.
But maybe he was just bringing it back himself. He's like, maybe this will be something.
No, the mullet hair is then given to Anakin. It's like passed down to him in the third movie. And there's like some behind-the-scenes thing where Ewan McGregor's like, congratulations, you get it now. Like, mullet is a space disease that gets passed from Jedi to Jedi.
Right, it's until you deal with your rage.
Yes. And, I also liked seeing the beginnings of Anakin being evil. He finds out that the Sand People have tortured and murdered his mother.
Oh, right.
And the moments where he goes crazy is really effective.
Because they're sort of foreshadowy about...
Yeah. So again, that's sort of like, well, anybody who had a lightsaber can kind of relate to like, oh, your mom was murdered.
Yep.
And you suddenly have the power to just slaughter all of these people.
Right. Yeah.
And there's great, the music is great. You see him thinking about it.
Yeah.
And the lightsaber comes out, and there's almost like a little psycho music, like...
Oh,
like
really?
Crazy psycho strings.
I vaguely remember that, yeah.
Every time I get really mad, I hear that little passage of music from that movie.
Well, I like that you brought it into your own life.
I have. And that's part of it is these little things stick with me.
Yeah.
There's a line in Phantom Menace where Palpatine, or Darth Sidious, is his evil version, is talking to the Neimoidians about his plan, and they ask in their horrible fake Japanese accents if this thing is legal. Mm-hmm. And he says, "I will make it legal."
Yeah, right.
And that line sticks with me. Also, when I'm mad, I'm just like, it doesn't matter. I can make a left turn here. I will make it legal.
Finally, this is the defense that we have been looking for here at the Dork Forest of the first three movies. Let me just say that out loud and make it yours, Joseph Scrimshaw.